Good morning, everybody. Krista Abbott here with Inspire with Fire, where we meet you at the intersection of life, faith, family, and business. And I want to welcome you today to episode 12. And we just got some good stuff I want to talk with you about this morning about your destiny and the steps that you can take and how your steps are actually structured. So we're going to get into that in just a minute, but I just want to welcome everybody as you're hopping on this morning. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome. I see you coming into the room here, and I thank you for being here. Just as you arrive, if you'll drop a note in the comments and let me know you're here, where you're watching from. And if you are catching this on the replay, then if you'll just put a hashtag replay in the comments, so that I know you stopped by and I can come back a little bit later and give you some love in the comments there. So welcome this morning. Just drop a note in the comments. I see you guys hopping on. I appreciate you being here. Drop a note in the comments. Let me know you're here. And again, those who are watching on the replay, hashtag replay. So I'm going to jump right in this morning, and we're talking about the steps to your destiny. Now, I think we all have an innate desire inside of us that pulls us in a specific direction toward the destiny that is inside of us that God has put in our hearts. And sometimes it can be pretty straightforward and we know the direction we're supposed to go. And other times it can be a little more obscure and elusive, and we're not really sure, what do I do? Where do I go? What is next for me in my life? And those are seasons of our lives that come and go, and it's very, very normal. So, whether you're in a place right now where you're confident that you're walking in the perfect plan of God, or if you're in a place right now where you're like, what in the world is going on? What is up with my life? Am I even going in the right direction? No matter where you are, if you're somewhere in between those two points, then I've got some encouragement and some good news for you today that I want to share. Because honestly, the fact is life is full of twists and turns, and sometimes it can be confusing, and sometimes you can feel a little uncertain about if you're walking in the way, or if you're really going down the right path that God has for you. And so I just want to, give you a little bit of hope, and I think we can find that hope in today's inspiration. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. We are taking our inspiration today from Proverbs 20, verse 24, from the Passion Translation, my personal favorite translation, as you guys know that by now. So let's read it together here. So it says, "It is the Lord who directs your life. For each step you take is ordained by God to bring you closer to your destiny. So much of your life then remains a mystery." So if it is the Lord who directs our life, because like I said, I believe we're all born with an innate desire that pulls us toward our destiny throughout our life. And even though we don't understand that it's happening, things that we're interested in, things that we do, jobs that we end up, involved in, all those things are pieces and parts either taking us toward our destiny or preparing us for it. So each piece of our life has a role to play in getting us to that ultimate destiny. And according to the wisdom of King Solomon here, who is the wisest man, and has, multiple ancient texts or scriptures written by him to teach us wisdom and the things that he learned in his time here on the planet. He says that it is the Lord who directs our life. and that each step we take is ordained by God. So even in those confusing twists and turns of life that we talked about earlier, there can come then a certain level of security in knowing that no matter where we are or what's going on, God is always ordering our steps. And good morning, Wanda. Thank you for hopping on. I'm glad you're able to make it live this morning. I appreciate you always being here. You're so faithful. And I welcome you here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hearts, love. But anyway, we're talking about the steps to our destiny this morning, and how that God always orders our steps, even when we don't realize it, and even when we don't fully know that it is happening. So, I know that there have been many times in my life personally where I've been like, what am I doing here? How did I get here? And why am I here? you know, and it's as time has progressed, and they say hindsight is 20/20, so you can look back and you can say, oh, okay, well, I can see now in hindsight what God was doing then. But in the moment, I didn't really have that assurance. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at that pattern happening over and over again in your life, then you can begin to see how the pieces of the puzzle start to fit together. And that God actually is ordering our steps to bring us to that destination and that destiny. So it may be a mystery, and we may not fully understand where we are or where we're actually going or where God is taking us. But we can have that confidence and that assurance and the security in knowing that He's always going to get us where we need to be. He's always going to surround us with the people we need to be around for that point and time in our lives. And we're always going to meet the people that we need to meet. Our steps are ordered of the Lord, and He's the one that directs them, and He directs our lives. And ultimately, He's the one that through doing that gets us closer to our destiny. So, as long as our hearts are in alignment with wanting to come into that place of fulfillment with destiny and come into that place of fulfillment in what God has us here on the planet for, then we can walk in complete confidence and assurance and know that He's going to get us there because He's directing our steps. So a lot of it just gets down to being willing to follow and willing to trust. It's a big trust game, because when everything is a mystery and you're not sure what's happening, why you're where you are, why you're going in a particular direction that you're going in, then that's a place for you to really grow and develop in your trust. And sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's scary, but the scary parts can just kind of, you can have peace in the midst of the scary situations, because we know based on this that it is the Lord who directs our life, and everything's going to work out and everything's going to be okay. All right. I'll tell you guys, I know that I have been shocked sometimes at how just like, there are people that I have met in my life, and the only reason I met them is because I was in the right place at the right time. And I met the right person to connect me to those people. And a lot of times I look back and I say, wow, if 20 years ago I had not met that person, I would not be where I am today. Little did I know 20 years ago when I met that person, how my connection to them would influence where I am today, and it would influence the other people I would meet in my life and the other opportunities that would come my way. I didn't know any of that. I just went to an event that I wasn't even sure I was going to go to for a long time. And by going to this event, I met this person who then introduced me to this other person, who introduced me to this other person, who introduced me to this. And so it's just a domino effect. So when we follow the Lord and trust Him to direct our lives and order our steps, then we can just have complete security, complete security, that even the mystery of life, even in the mysteries and uncertainties of life, God is guiding and directing our steps. And so that's super encouraging for me. I hope it's encouraging for you. And so I want us to anchor this in our spirits today with a decree, as we always do. Now I'm going to flash it up on the screen. We're going to read it together out loud. I want, if you're in a place now to read it out loud, read it out loud so that your brain hears your voice saying it. That's really important to lock it in. And if you can't, if you're somewhere where you can't talk right now, you can't do it right now, then be sure you come back and do it later so that you yourself can read it. And I'll also be posting these decrees on my page as a separate post from the video here so that you can easily access them later. So good morning, those of you who are hopping on late. I welcome you here, and I encourage you. This has been a really encouraging message today to go back and catch the replay and get all of the goodness that God wants to pour into you today. But we're going to hop right into the decree. The decree. We're going to hop right into the decree. And here we go. We're going to read it twice together. My steps are ordered by God. The Lord directs my life, and my destiny is in His hands. I choose to lean in to the direction of God and trust Him with the outcome of my future. One more time. My steps are ordered by God. The Lord directs my life, and my destiny is in His hands. I choose to lean in to the direction of God and trust Him with the outcome of my future. Well, I hope that's been an encouragement today. My lighting is going here. It's getting really overcast for some reason. I didn't know that was going to happen, or I would have turned the overhead light on. So even though it's 8 in the morning, it looks like it's 8 at night. So I don't know what's going on with that. I should have checked the weather, I suppose. But I hope you guys have an amazing day. And I do want to invite you to learn more about me. Just check out my website at kristaabbott.com. Or if you're interested in some merchandise, I have some cool t-shirts and mugs and stuff like that over at kingdom818.com. You can check that out there. Be sure to like, comment, follow, subscribe, and share. All of these are archived on both Facebook and YouTube, whichever your preferred platform is. You can connect with me there. And as always, when we close, I just want to say, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May He make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. And may He lift up His countenance toward you and give you peace. I'll see you guys next time. Have an awesome day.